and I pronounce it aluminum.
I'm Nick, and I don't.
How do you pronounce it then?
Um,
Why? Why the extra letter in there?
Because that's how it's spelled. It's not in America.
You guys love throwing extra letters into words, don't you?
I think you lot just like reducing the amount of letters that are in words.
Just cut to the chase.
No, I appreciate it, but it's aluminium, which I guess is like the name of the element or something. I don't know. I'm probably definitely wrong.
That's a question for Google.
I'm not going to do it now.
All right.
But
We'll get back to you on that one. Anyway, I'm Kara. I am a 30-something-year-old hairstylist from America, currently living in the UK with my husband. And we're here to let you follow our journey.
Yeah, it's British life with an American wife, right?
Sure is.
Cool. Well, excited to be doing this with you. Cheers.
Welcome to the first official episode of This American Tries.
Yeah, and we have tea.
Mine's dark.
Yeah, but you've always had tea, right? It's not a British thing.
No, my mom's a big tea drinker. She used to give me tea in those little like, you know those creamer cups that you would get when you go to a restaurant, and they would give you like your coffee with little creamer cups?
Well, like the little...
You peel the lid off and there's milk
like
inside.
UHT milk, yeah.
UHT milk.
Like not fresh milk, like not pasteurized.
Yeah. It's in the little cups with the peel back lids.
Yeah.
Anyway, my mom used to make her tea when we would go out to eat, and then she would fill one of those little cups up, little milk cups with tea, so I could have like little shots of tea. So I've been drinking tea since I was very small.
So you were doing shots with your mum?
Doing shots with my mom from about the age of 3.
Of tea. And is that where your love for Britain came from?
Sure.
So I guess probably the best way to start this is to you kind of already said it, why did you move to the UK?
So I met you, beautiful human, in late 2019. And we became friends. That was lovely. And then
we didn't.
and then we weren't anymore. And it was great. And that kind of led us to where we are now. Long story short, long distance relationship, got engaged, got married, got a visa. Here we are.
And you've been here how long?
I've been here almost 18 months.
Wow, that's gone quick.
Yeah, it's gone quick.
Okay, so you've been here 18 months. And there's a lot that you've done, and there's a lot that you haven't. I think we kind of scratched the surface of British life.
Yeah, I think so.
But you got into the swing of things really quickly here. Like, you started working pretty quickly in what you do, and you just kind of slotted into British life pretty easily, pretty quickly. Oh, there's us. Pretty quickly.
I mean, I still don't drive.
But, no, there's a lot of things that you haven't done yet, and that's cool. We'll kind of document that as we go along. But you've slotted in pretty good. But there's still some things that you are yet to try, and we've kind of realised that you've just scratched the surface of kind of British life. So kind of super excited to be doing stuff and seeing how you respond to it, I suppose, more than anything.
Yeah.
So, obviously before we started dating, you obviously had some sort of preconception of what British life was gonna be like, or what British life was like. What kind of preconceptions did you have of the UK before you came here for the first time?
I think to me, when I think of the UK, well, now it's different, but before I was like, oh, the UK, well, that's where London is.
Yeah.
To me, it was just London and then kind of everything else, right?
The country where London is.
The country where London is, that's exactly. It's rainy, it's grey, it's cold, and that's kind of just what it was to me in my mind. And in my head, like, everyone was kind of posh and, walked around in rain boots with umbrellas and, wellies.
Yeah.
And brollies.
Yeah.
And just did their thing. Everybody walked and took buses. And, that was double-decker buses, red double-decker buses in my head.
Yeah.
Like, that's how you got around. But now I live here and I realize that's not really the case. you know.
So what about your preconceptions of the UK have changed since you've been here?
Um, I guess I never really thought about how kind of polite the people here would be.
Okay.
I think, Americans are very friendly, but the Brits are very polite. You don't want to step on anyone's toes. You just you keep yourself to yourself. In America, you'll be yelling over your fence at your neighbor.
Okay.
Getting the tea, not the tea, but the gossip.
Yeah. The scuttlebutt.
You're walking your dog and you say hi to everyone, and that's kind of normal. But walking down the street here, everyone just kind of like, well, I don't know that person.
We do. We keep
I'm
ourselves.
not gonna,
We keep ourselves to ourselves. And I think that's kind of a European thing. Like, obviously, we have friends that are in Sweden.
Yes.
And like in Sweden, it's kind of like your worst nightmare to run into your neighbor in the hallway. And I think we're probably a little more removed from that in that you're kind of polite and you're friendly to people, but you're not really gonna, because you have that person that you see walking their dog and you pet their dog on your way home from work, right?
Yeah, our neighbor down the street, she's got she's got 3 dogs, and whenever she's outside, she has a tiny one. I think it's a little Pomeranian or something. And I always chat to her on my way home. Well, not always, but often chat to her on my way home. And hey, how are you? How's work? How are things?
Yeah.
How's your husband? That kind of thing. She's come in and got her hair done. She was lovely. Some people are nice. It's not that people aren't nice. It's just I think they're less inclined to start small talk.
Yeah, I don't think we tend to do that particularly well.
Unless you're talking about the weather. You guys love to talk about the weather.
Oh, we do.
Yeah.
Because you can get 4 seasons in a day here.
Yeah, you can.
But similarly in America, like I've always been really taken aback by how interested people are in like how my day's going. So like when you go and they're like, "How's your day so far?" It's pretty good, thank you very much. Oh my God, you're British?
Yeah.
Yes, I am. Oh, what brings you? And then you kind of get into this kind of whole life story, and by like the end of that 5 minutes in the grocery line or in Chick-fil-A or something, you're best friends with this individual that you will never see again.
Never.
But but you've kind of gotten insight into their life. They've got an insight into yours, and you know who they vote for and what college their kids trying to get into and stuff. And that took me a while to get used to, if I'm honest.
I think I have a bit more of that here because when I open my mouth and people realize that I'm not British, they are then more inclined to ask me about myself. But it's mostly the same questions from everyone, which is kind of funny. It's like, oh, why are you here? Like, especially where we live because we're in the suburbs. It's like, why are you here? And then kind of, well, how are you finding it? Is always the follow-up question. And then sort of more general questions about my life, depending on the answers that I give them. But people are curious. But there are a lot of other people around here that aren't from the UK. So I think it's nice to kind of hear other people's stories as well, especially in my line of work. I speak to so many different people all the time.
Yeah, I mean, you have a very chatty profession. I think you're quite lucky in that you talk to people all day long.
I do, yes.
It's you get an insight into everyone's lives. They get a little insight into yours, depending on how much you want to give. But it's the kind of profession where you probably will get asked that question 8 to 10 times a day.
Oh, yeah, people are like, oh, I bet people ask you this all the time. Where are you from?
Yeah, now I'm asking them to you on the internet. So, that's even better.
Where are you from? Like, I'm American. Oh, okay. Sometimes people think I'm Canadian.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Here we go.
What? No, it's not. It's just like, that's strange. But I guess that's something that we should probably put out there. Where are you from? I mean, obviously, America is where you're from, but whereabouts?
So I grew up in the Northeast. I was born and mostly raised in New Jersey. And then I lived for, I'd say, about half my life in New Jersey and about half my life in the Baltimore area in Maryland.
And that's where we call kind of home. Second home.
Yeah, it's kind of home. So that's where I lived when I met you.
Yeah.
And when we go back to America, that's where we go. And when you used to visit me when we were long distance, that's where you would go. So Baltimore is like my adult home.
Yeah.
New Jersey is like my childhood home.
I guess that's why we have the purple behind us, right? Because of the ravens.
The Ravens. We have a Natty Bo sign in our kitchen as well.
Yeah.
And some Natty Bo coasters and stuff. So
I have a Natty Bo tattoo.
You do? Yeah, you do.
I do.
I don't.
No, I mean where we used to kind of, well, I suppose where you live in Baltimore, you live right by the Natty Bo Tower, and I just thought that thing was so cool when I saw it. But it looks like the Pringles guy.
It definitely looks like the Pringles guy. Oh, he's over there on the.
Oh, he is. Yeah, he's always watching. With his one eye.
He is always watching. He's all around our house.
Yeah. So, tell me about the first time that you visited the UK.
So it was August, and I remember it was freezing cold. I was shocked at how cold it was in August because, back in America where I'm from, in August it's very, very hot. And Nick actually had to take me shopping to get like a hoodie to wear because it was so cold I couldn't bear it. I had brought a denim jacket and that wasn't warm enough. But it was really cool. We stayed.
I'm really embarrassed about that. Because it was so cold, and I was like, "Oh no, it's not that bad. It's August. You'll be all right." And then we were originally supposed to go to Mexico, weren't we?
We were, but that's a story for another day.
Anyway.
So yeah, I had to go get a jacket, but it was really cool. We stayed right on the river, across the river from the London Eye. We did some touristy things and some not so touristy things. We went shopping, Carnaby Street. That was fun. Lots of cool like little bars and shops and things like that around there. I really liked it. I had a lot of fun. It felt like, because I grew up not far outside of New York City, so I'm kind of used to being in a big city. But London is massive, which I didn't realize.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel as congested as New York does.
No. I think, well, obviously there's less people for a kickoff, but I think New York just feels like nothing's ever going to stop, ever.
Because it kind of doesn't.
It doesn't. No. And I suppose London's probably a little bit more laid back.
Yeah, I think it is. I think I don't feel like people are going to walk over my back if I'm not moving fast enough.
Yeah.
Which I don't. I've got little legs.
You do. You're a slow mover.
I just like to take it all in.
And as you should. Yeah. But yeah, I think London's probably a little bit of an easier going city.
Yeah, but it was cool. I really liked it, and I had always wanted to go to London before I actually met you. So it was fun to get to do that with someone who could really show me around. I loved it.
Did I show you around well enough?
I think so. I still really feel like such a tourist when I go into London, even though I can't even tell you the amount of times now that I've actually been there. But I still feel like such a tourist. It is easy to get around, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is with London, like I haven't used to live in the city, but I haven't for a long time. And the thing about London is that it just changes so regularly that like what me or some of my friends would consider to be really cool, like was probably cool about 5 years ago, and things have really changed. So maybe I don't know. I always wonder if I'm doing a good enough job of showing you around when I try to. So yeah, I guess there is a big difference between New York and London. But what would you say is like the biggest difference that you recognize between the US and the UK?
It's much easier to get around here.
Yeah.
Much easier to get around. So if you can't get a train, you can very likely get a bus. If you, for some reason, can't get a bus, you could easily get a taxi. And I know that like we have Uber and stuff. But I think like even here, it's like a maybe 5-minute walk to the closest bus stop, which would get you right into town. If you needed to connect somewhere else. I mean, there's other buses around too, but the closest one is about 5 minutes from us. And that'll take you right into town. And then you can get the train right into London if you want to, or just go right into town, catch a different bus or whatever. It's very well connected. So even though I drove in America and I don't drive here, I still feel like I can get almost anywhere. With being able to walk or get a bus or a train, or maybe a combination of all of the above if I absolutely need to. But I definitely think the biggest thing is that it's so easy to get around. And I think this country in general really looks after its people very well. You know, I've been fortunate enough not to be very ill at all, but I have had to use the NHS a few times, and super grateful that, you know, every time I've gone in, I'm taken care of. And I thanks for that. I've had to use the NHS a few times, and I'm very grateful that I've gone in, I've been taken care of, and I leave. There's no bills, there's no stress about it. You know, I've had really good care, and I think that's another really massive difference, that I'm not afraid that, you know, as a hairstylist, God forbid, like I fall and I break my ankle or my arm or something, even like non-life threatening, and I have to be out of work. I'm then not also saddled with what?
Just trying to think how you break your ankle as a hairstylist.
Not at work.
All right.
I'm just saying, I can't work with a broken ankle.
Okay. I was about to say, is it an occupational hazard? Does that happen often?
I mean, I could slip on some hair or something.
That's true.
I suppose I could drop scissors on my foot. You never know.
Yeah.
Get chemicals. But regardless, I can't work with a broken foot. Whereas, like, if I had a job where I sat down, it would be a bit easier for me. But my point is, I would be stressed about not being able to work, but I wouldn't be even more stressed on top of that about now having a boatload of medical bills to pay for.
Yeah, that's true. I was talking to you or somebody else last time we were in the States about how much it costs to like have a baby. but also like how much it costs, like if something happens to you through zero fault of your own, like if you have some sort of episode.
Yeah.
And like an ambulance has to be called. Like you're gonna get charged for.
Do not call me an ambulance. Call me an Uber.
So that's like the biggest difference. What would you say is the biggest thing that you miss about the US of A?
About the country itself, it's a very convenient country. Very, very convenient. Everything is open late.
Yeah.
Everything has a drive-through attached to it.
Yeah.
You need to pick up your prescription, drive-through.
Yeah.
You want a coffee, drive-through. You want to pick up your groceries, you can have them delivered, or they'll just bring them out to your car in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Very, very convenient country. However, you do get used to letting yourself be kind of lazy. And also, in the same sense, if, you know, stores are open until midnight, that means people have to work until midnight.
Yeah.
So
I guess that kind of goes back into we take care of people better, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super convenient. And that was something that I get very used to very quickly. It's just like, oh, we're out of this, or we need this like past 9 p.m. But we can go there.
You have
several options.
Yeah.
And that's not to say we don't here. It's just like there's obviously like Asda, Tesco, Sainsbury's, and they'll be open till like 11 midnight some places.
Right.
But it's like if you can't get it there, then you
can't get it. I think also we have a lot more variety in America of just things in general.
Yeah.
So that's something I miss. But I also don't need to choose from 40 different cereals when I go to the store.
Yeah, but I love that. I love it, but also get super overwhelmed by it as well. Because like there's 2 cereal aisles. What?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
But then it also makes like when we go grocery shopping in the States like super long, because it's like, okay, do you want the family size pack of the Golden Grahams, or do you want like the special Christmas edition? Like this one has Shaq on it. Do we like Shaq? Is Shaq cool? You know, these ones have Logan Paul on. I don't know if that's a good thing.
They have a Kelsey one now, a Travis and Jason Kelsey one.
What, Golden Grahams?
No, it's like Cocoa Puffs. No, not Cocoa Puffs. Reese Puffs.
Yeah.
Lucky Charms and Cinnamon Toast Crunch all mixed together in one box.
Why do you want that? Why do you need that?
You don't.
Okay.
I mean, I don't need it and or want it, but
that's something.
But that's the thing, right? It's like let's take 3 cereals that you can buy and that you probably already have in your house, and let's throw it together in one box just to put something else on the shelf.
And that's something you miss about the US.
I miss that there's variety and convenience. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't miss the Jason Kelsey cereal.
Understood. Oh, that's cool. I've never tried the Jason Jason and Travis Kelsey cereal. But maybe some of you have, and if you have, make sure to let us know, and maybe I'll try it when we go to the US. Cool. All right. What's been the best thing about the UK that you love so far? I know you've talked about the big differences.
Yeah, but I think some of the differences are what makes me love it.
Okay.
Like I feel like it's just an easier way of life. It's just a lot less stressful. There's definitely a better work-life balance. Even with me working sort of retail hours, if you will.
Yeah.
I mean, like, as soon as I started my job, I had holiday immediately. I didn't have to wait 90 days to start taking my vacation. There's none of that. It's not, oh, I have to keep this job because if I don't, I'll lose my health insurance. And it's just, okay, I need to leave early today because I have something to do. It's just kind of all right. Just get on with it. Like, we'll be fine without you.
Do you feel more comfortable?
I would say with 100% certainty in America, when I was working, I would crawl to work sick as a dog because I didn't want to call out sick. Because I'd be like, oh, I'll get written up if I'm sick too much, or I could lose my job, or get demoted or something because I've been ill.
Yeah.
But here I don't feel that way.
No, I think the working culture is different, and that's something we'll talk about in a later episode. I think. Just kind of what that looks like on a day-to-day for you, or month to month. I think I'd be really interested to know about that. Cool. Big question. Why did you decide to do this YouTube thing?
So I started documenting some of the food that I was trying on my Instagram and reviewing it. And people seem to really enjoy it for whatever reason. Kind of seeing how I feel about British, not necessarily snacks, but just kind of food in general. And people kept telling me, like, you should do a TikTok. You should, it would be really fun. I love these. You're so funny. Not to toot my own horn, but
but yeah.
And so I thought maybe other people beyond the scope of my 80 Instagram followers would want to see it. And if we talk about other stuff on top of the snacks and the food that I try that might help someone else out, that might see it, who's maybe about to do the thing that I've already done, or is going through the same things that I'm going through now. So I think we'll probably touch on me getting my driver's license, me getting my citizenship. I watched a lot of YouTube content when I was going through the visa process, and
we did.
It's cool to have that information, but it's also nice to know that, like, because it can be really lonely, and you can really feel like you're the only person that's ever applied for a visa before.
God, yeah.
So I think first and foremost, I think it'll be fun, and secondly, maybe it'll help someone.
I hope so. Yeah. I think, like you said, like, it was really helpful for us going through tons of stuff, like the visa thing especially.
Yeah.
But even just like kind of like for me, traveling to the US as regularly as I was to see you, there was a lot of things that I needed to figure out, like going through like global entry, TSA pre, all of that stuff. Like, you can get so overwhelmed really quickly.
Yeah.
And I'm dumb. So I kind of, I learned super visually. I need to rewatch a YouTube video maybe 2 or 3 times before I understand good what I should be doing, or what I need to be doing, or what the right thing is to do. So like that sort of stuff helps. So there were like several people that we watched together, like that was super helpful in terms of going through the visa process, but also the travel back and forth and all that kind of stuff. Can't remember any names, but I doff my British cap to you. That did a great job. So yeah, hopefully if we can help people, then that's the best thing possible.
Yes.
You mentioned citizenship.
Yeah.
And that's super interesting because, like, have you looked at the British citizenship?
I have.
So I've worked with a bunch of people who have got their UK citizenship over time, and The quiz isn't easy, but there's some stuff that's relatively straightforward. But I think as we do this, maybe we should get you ready for that.
What does that mean?
Well, I'm going to quiz you. Is that all right?
On what?
British things.
Okay.
Great British things.
All right. Great British things.
Okay. So, I think we'll start you pretty straightforward.
Okay.
I am going to quiz you on some British landmarks. Nay, I'm going to quiz you on some London landmarks. I'm going to give you 5 London landmarks.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure that you've been to all of them.
Oh, no, that's going to be worse when I get them wrong.
Pretty sure you've been to all of them.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure that they're all on a citizenship test. So do you think that you can name them?
All 5 of them?
Yeah.
Are they multiple choice?
No.
Then no.
But I understand the citizenship test is multiple choice.
Right.
But on the flip side of that,
yeah.
if you can get these all right when they're not multiple choice, when you go to sit the test, you'll absolutely smash it.
Right, so you're doing me a favor.
I'm doing you a massive favor.
Okay, thank
you. I'm coaching you, if anything.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
You're fine, I appreciate you too.
All right, well, let's
crack
on then.
In front of you, you can see a great British landmark in London.
I can.
And I would like you to name it.
That is Tower Bridge.
That is Tower Bridge.
Yeah!
You are 1 for 1.
Woo!
All right. You've been there?
We have driven over that.
And we've driven over it as well.
We have.
It's kind of less impressive when you drive over it.
Yeah, it looks way cooler from the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. I could ask you a bonus question, but I know very little about that bridge.
All right.
All right. Okay, should we move on?
Let's.
Number 2, hit me.
Buckingham Palace.
Buckingham Palace.
Is that right?
That is absolutely right.
All right.
And you've been there too?
I have.
Have you?
Have I?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't know. I don't think we've ever walked up to it.
I don't think we have because you're like a tourist.
The chances are we've driven round by it.
Is that where the big scary roundabout is?
There is a roundabout. Yes.
Yes, then we've driven by it.
There is.
Yes, okay.
Driving around there is an absolute nightmare. But it's really creepy because there's never really traffic outside the palace.
Right.
It's always traffic like leading up to it by like the big roundabout and all that. But like driving down the Mall's amazing. I love it.
Right.
It's just everywhere around it kind of blows.
Understood.
Okay. All right, so you're 2 for 2.
Don't put the pressure on me, all
right?
You're
2 for 2.
Okay, fine. What's the next one?
You're 2 for 2. All right.
Oh, I know what that is.
Okay, number 3. Tell me what this great British landmark is.
That is Large Benjamin.
Otherwise known as?
Big Ben.
Big Ben. Do you want to talk about when you first saw Big Ben?
I think it has another name, doesn't it? Is it called like the Bell something?
No, right. So the name of the bell inside of that building is called Big Ben. So it's the bell and the chimes.
So the bell is called Big Ben, not the clock.
It's not. The clock is called something else.
Got it. Well, anyway, that's Big Ben.
I'm not entirely sure what the tower's called.
And the first time that I saw Big Ben, I was very unimpressed.
You were. When was the first time you saw Big Ben?
I think the first time that I came to visit.
It was, but were we in the London Eye?
I think we were, and then I saw it again from the ground level.
Yeah.
And I was really just expecting Big Ben to be a lot bigger. I was very unimpressed. I was like,
that's Big Ben.
That's Big Ben. Nah.
All right.
Doesn't really live up to his name.
Well, sorry. You don't have the Washington Monument, which is basically just a large, I can't say it, but yeah. I've seen the Washington Monument. It was really unimpressive. I felt the same way about
it's just a plain, just a spike.
It's yeah.
Yeah.
I was very
impressed. At least Big Ben it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It is absolutely beautiful, but it's not very big.
Oh, it is. Look at the detail.
The detail, yes. Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful. Right, okay, so what, you're 3 for 3?
Yeah.
Okay. Number 4.
Westminster Abbey?
Oh, you're incorrect.
No, wait, nope.
No.
No. That's Big Ben. So that's the Parliament building.
That is the Houses of Parliament.
Yeah.
All right, should I give that to you?
You should.
I don't.
You know what? It has a reflection in the water. That's a really unfair photo. It makes it look bigger than it is.
It's artistic.
Right. No, I should get a half a point for that.
No, we don't do half points.
Well, I got it right.
Okay, you got it right eventually. To be fair, on a citizenship test, you probably would be able to go back. So that's
fine.
You could ruminate on it for a little while. All right, I'll give you that.
Okay, my fault. I should have checked the detail.
All right, so you're 4 for 4, technically. Number 5.
Oh, I don't know what that is. That is.
Is it a trick question?
That is. It's got a cross on the top of it.
Is it?
It looks like a cross to me. It's some kind of dome. It's in London, though. So it's not the Radcliffe camera.
What?
Is that not what it's called?
No.
What's it called?
I don't know what that's
the
called.
Radcliffe Observatory or something? What's it called?
I don't know.
The
Royal Observatory?
No, it definitely is called Radcliffe.
Okay.
It's at Oxford.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking of a different one.
Right. That is, I don't know, 10 Downing Street.
Do you know what?
I don't know.
You're absolutely wrong.
It is it a church?
Some would say. Yes, it is, yeah.
Is it Westminster Abbey?
Absolutely not.
Is it? No, Westminster Abbey is where Diana and Charles got married, right?
Yeah.
That's not what that looks like. St. Paul's Cathedral.
That is St. Paul's Cathedral.
Yeah! Nice! We won't give me that point, though.
I'll give it to you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's from the side. Did you pick a side view to throw me off?
No, I just found that was the first picture I found. Literally, 5 minutes before we did this, I Googled top 5 London landmarks.
Well, there we go.
So 5 out of 5. Now, I'll tell you.
It's a janky 5 out of 5, but yeah.
It's dodgy.
It's a dodgy 5 out of 5.
Janky, as you would say.
Yeah.
It's dodgy, but you got 5 out of 5. I think if you were doing it on a citizenship test, you would still be able to go back and mark what you could think about it for a little while. I feel like I'm putting you on the spot.
Well, you were, because it's not even multiple choice.
It's not even multiple choice, but if you did have multiple choice, you probably would have selected the right one. But good
all right.
Start.
Okay.
So 5 out of 5.
Excellent.
So that makes things a little bit easier for me, because if you got less than 3, I was going to make you try a British snack that you definitely wouldn't have liked. But because you got 5, I'm gonna reward you.
No, thanks. All right.
With something that you might not like.
But you're less likely to
I'm less likely to punish you.
Okay. All right, what am I eating?
Well, shall we find out?
I would love to know.
All right, let's do it. Yeah. Okay, so you were going to try something today.
Mm-hmm.
A great British snack, much loved by builders, students, and basically people who like eating cardboard. I'm really selling this.
I thought you were going to give me something that I was going to like.
I think you might like this.
Okay.
So I know that back in the US, you quite enjoyed a cup of noodles. Right. Is it cup o noodles?
Cup o noodles.
Cup o noodles or cup of noodles?
Cup o noodles.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So you really do like to remove letters from words. Cool. So you like the cup of noodles. I tried to find the most British thing that would resemble that, so you could compare. So I'm going to present to you a beef and tomato pot noodle. What can I tell you about this? It's vegan.
It's vegan.
Apparently so.
Also, it has a really lovely It has a really lovely motivational phrase on the back. It says, "Lead the charge. Put beef behind everything. Dodge any tomatoes the world throws at your kingdom." Thank you, pot noodle.
For this vegan snack.
Thank you, pot noodle.
Put beef behind everything except your pot noodle.
The bowl the head of the bowl is a little tomato. I don't know if you can see that, but all right, I'm into it. First, let's give it a smell. It doesn't really smell like much. I don't know. That's what it looks like. Looks like noodles in a cup.
How does it resemble the American cup o' noodles?
Well, I was a chicken girl, so the chicken one is much more yellow. This is a bit more brown. But it looks relatively the same, I suppose.
All right. Well, why don't we give it a go?
Give it a go. All right. A bit hot.
All right.
All right. Here we go. Beef and tomato pot noodle. Well, that's weird.
Have you ever had a beef cup of noodles?
I don't think so.
A vegan beef cup of noodles?
I don't think I've ever had a cup. I think I just get the standard flavor, which I think is chicken.
Okay.
This is odd.
There is a chicken pot noodle. I think it's chicken and mushroom.
Okay, so have you ever had a ketchup potato chip?
Yes.
That's what it reminds me of.
Oh, okay.
Like that very fake tomato flavor.
It's really tangy.
Tangy.
Yeah.
Vinegary almost. It's not bad. I think there's some vegetables in here.
There are some peas. I noticed some peas in there.
There's some peas, but there's also
like a dehydrated tomato.
Oh, here we go. I think that used to be a pea. I'll try to get some of the vegetables in it. I think, yeah.
I'm sure they all used to be something.
I think that's a little bit of tomato right there.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and get a bit with like oh, there's a whole pea. There's a whole pea. Let's give that a go. And one more bite for good measure.
What we should probably point out is that there is a dog sat right by your feet waiting to take anything that comes off.
The peas don't add anything.
Okay.
It just tastes like not fully rehydrated peas. Would I eat a pot noodle again? Yes, I would, but I don't think
you would.
I wouldn't go for a beef pot noodle. I would be willing to try other flavors of pot noodle though.
Okay, there are more.
I would be definitely willing, but you know what? If I were really hungry, I would eat this.
So I was actually it was the kids and I that went to try and get this for you yesterday.
Okay.
And there were other flavors that we could have gone for. Like there was the Bombay Bad Boy.
Ooh, is that spicy?
Which I believe is sort of a spicy kind of curry kind of vibe.
I could be into that.
There was also chicken chow mein.
Ooh, I don't know about that.
There was chicken and mushroom, I think. Those are the ones that I remember, but I'm sure there's way more.
But I would give the pot noodle a solid 5 out of 10.
Solid 5.
I would give the pot noodle beef, specifically beef and tomato flavor, a solid 5 out of 10.
Wow. I wasn't expecting a 5. I was expecting sub 5. I was like maybe 3, maybe
No,
4.
because you know what? I'll eat this. I'll finish eating this. It won't go to waste.
All right. Well, we're going to go and have a Sunday roast in a while.
All right. I won't finish eating this.
Maybe not. Well, with that in mind, how do you feel this has gone? You enjoyed it?
I had a lot of fun. I hope you did.
Of course.
And I hope they have.
Always love hanging out with you.
Yeah.
Just talking about our differences. And
on that note, everyone,
thank you so much.
Thanks for watching.
And we'll see you in the next one. Make sure to, what do they say?
What do the kids say? Like, follow, subscribe.
Yeah, it definitely will make me feel a lot better about my self-worth.
And let me know if you've ever had a pot noodle before, because I want to know if you guys like it.
In the comments below.
All right.
Take care. We'll see you again.
Cheers.